Having elite aim on controller is way harder than people make it out to be. Clearly, you understand that, which is why you're here. Today we're going over the 5 things that every controller player must use and master if he wants to have godlike beams. Welcome back everyone, I'm Cam and my channel is centered around helping you reach your apex potential. Today's video is a favorite of mine. I haven't seen anything like it before and I'm ready to spill all the tea to becoming an apex roller demon. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Alright, let's get into it. Recoil smoothing, recoil control, tracking, centering, and last but not least, ADS hipfire strafe. Each mechanic individually is so important, but the use of them all together is when you really become a force to be reckoned with. Some skills are harder to grasp than others, and that's okay. In today's video, I'll be showing you not only how to do it, but a drill to help you improve that skill specifically. Recoil smoothing is a mechanic excluded only to Apex. No other FPS has this. Knowing that, if you're new to the Outlands and unaware of this tactic, you're about to have a lot more fun playing this game. Recoil smoothing requires synchronization between both your left and right stick. Your left stick controls your strafe, and your right stick controls the recoil. What you want to do is you're strafing to the left, so moving your left stick left. You want to pull down on your right stick opposite of the way you're strafing to cancel out the recoil. The benefit of recoil smoothing, as you can see in the video, is it pretty much eliminates all recoil. And no recoil means more shots connect with your target, which means more kills, which is more fun. All 5 of these mechanics are solely important that we're going to talk about today, but recoil smoothing is the bread and butter and the foundation of playing on controller. One more thing to note is every sensitivity and response curve will impact how much you have to pull down on the right stick. So it's not a one size fits all. You have to trial and error with your sense. It's very easy to figure out, so don't worry. And once you do, keep going. Those reps are only going to get better and better, and you're going to get better and better as time goes on. Recoil control is the hardest to master, in my opinion. And I think partially the reason for that is it's tedious and boring to practice. Huge disclaimer though, most controller players' biggest weakness is they can't shoot behind cover, because in order for them to shoot straight and accurate, they need to strafe, which is impossible to do if you're head glitching on a rock. It may not be the most fun thing in the world, but if you're really looking to separate yourself from other players, start mastering recoil. I do have a quick note and some advice. For mastering this, don't pick up a mag and learn the recoil pattern of your gun of choice. It's way easier to learn an 18 bullet pattern over a 30. Tracking is essentially your ability to flick to an enemy at a moment's notice. Think of Horizon using your tactical or Pathfinder grappling on you. This mechanic is slept on with controller because we have aim assist. But to be honest, I play on linear and aim assist feels non-existent more often than not. Tracking is important, 1, because you need to be able to shoot your enemy regardless of how fast they're going or what direction they're moving. And 2, the sooner you track them, the sooner you can start shooting at them. If you out-track your opponent, typically you're walking away from the fight, and they're not. One thing that really helps with tracking is looking at the legend and not trying to line up your crosshair with the legend moving. If you're still doing this, your tracking and overall vision will always suffer, and you'll probably find yourself tunnel vision more often than not, and maybe even trying to be too perfect when lining up your shot. The whole purpose of mastering a sensitivity is so you can use your eyes and your brain knows exactly the force and pressure needed to line up the shot. The drill I'm doing right now is my absolute favorite for not only tracking, but really learning my sensitivity. So give this one a shot. I can't recommend this one enough. I wasn't entirely sure what to call this mechanic, but it's essential for all players. After the recent nerf to AR hipfire, the bullet spread is way too wide and inaccurate now. But if you ADS first, your next several shots have tight bullet spread and favorable bloom. I show an example of no ADS hipfire and then one again after ADSing and it's not even close. Some of these kills are hipfiring from like 20 meters away. Another reason why this is huge is when you aim down sight, your strafe speed is slower than if you were just strafing. So essentially it acts as a speed boost, and not only just that. So what I'm telling you is doing this offers you tighter bullet spread, makes you harder to track, and last but not least, increases your movement speed, causing you to take less damage altogether. With Apex being a game centered around survivability, I'd say this is pretty huge. Practice this enough in the range, and sooner than later, it becomes a reflex that happens naturally in a real situation. I've been excited to talk about this because 7 out of 10 controller players actually have no idea what this is, and it's fairly simple, but such an important fundamental of aiming. Centering is trying to keep the opponent middle of your screen and obviously middle of your target. Another way I like to explain it is before you aim on the sight, the opponent should be middle of your screen, at least close to it. However, most players see the target and immediately rush to aim down the sight and drag to the opponent. Something that's not talked about enough in Apex is the importance of hitting your first couple of shots. For obvious reasons, yes, this is important because you're trying to do damage. But something that's not often thought about is most players have bad aim because they fire too quickly and end up trying to readjust on the fly, which causes your aim to be anything but straight. So keep the enemy center of your screen, don't shoot prematurely, and avoid abrupt movements on the stick. Oftentimes, players get so focused on doing damage that they forget the importance of mitigating damage. You see, even if you win the trade or fight, Apex is swarmed with third parties. Your mindset should always be, how much damage can I output while also taking little or no damage at all? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much damage you did if you die for it. The great thing about this tactic is it can be used offensively and defensively. And actually, I find it to be more effective when you're the one getting pushed. Anytime I lose a trade, more often than not, the opponent is looking to close a distance. So instead of healing right away, I wait for the opponent to move out from cover, and I'm looking to one clip, or at very least, make the fight 0-0 again. If you made it this far, the secret callout is 33. Make sure to drop it in the comments below. It actually makes my day when I see these. I hope you all enjoyed. I've been playing Apex since day one, and this is everything I've learned along the way. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.